right. G-Day, everyone, and welcome back to another episode from Hidden Hills, California. Today, we're checking out this brand new modern farmhouse on 7 acres. With its massive size inside, awesome proportions, and a backyard that's just bonza, this place has a lot going for it. So, let's get inside and have a proper look, shall we? Right then, everyone, welcome again to Hidden Hills, California. The weather's absolutely beautiful today. I've even chucked the jacket off. It's just a ripper day out here. And to top it off, we're looking at this newly built modern farmhouse on 7 acres. Fair dinkum. The grounds are gorgeous. Amazing views that you can just soak up and appreciate. And just off the entry, there's this long driveway leading you to a roomy motor court, which then takes you around the back of the property where you'll find a 7-car garage. The entry is beautifully landscaped, and it's really private here. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of the house, I want to mention this Grouse 2025 Cadillac Escalade IQ that we've got with us. Cadillac was good enough to lend us this car, not just for this shoot, but for the next 30 days. Truth be told, I've had this car for a couple of days already, and let me tell you, I'm really impressed with this beast. The way it drives, the electric range, how comfy it is. And aside from all that, the interior finishes and the exterior styling are just futuristic, and I reckon it looks grousing on this motor court. Now, let's have a yarn about the house itself. It's a bit over 20,000 square feet, spread out over 3 levels. In fact, this property has a lower level, and you can see the opening there, allowing natural light and fresh air to come into the lower level. I'll tell you more about that later. On the outside, there's stacked stone and reclaimed wood sitting. And up top, you can see the metal stand-in seam roof, which is a type of roofing that I personally really like. Then there's this wide walkway that takes you to the entry, framed beautifully with these 2 olive trees. Again, the landscape here isn't just beauty. You're in this really natural surrounding. All the properties here in Hidden Hills are built on massive plots, so they're all immersed in surrounding landscape. You can also see the 2-story glass design here with the spacious foyer, and the stacked stone on the outside is used throughout the property, giving a nice warm strength and a bit of character. To my left, there's a walkway leading to a covered patio, which then goes to the office. We'll have a look at that in a sec. And lastly, we've got this glass pivot door here. Let's head inside. The entry of this property is something else. Double height ceilings. You got the bridge design on the other side with glass railing, a vaulted ceiling, and this dark with panel lamp. And then these contemporary light fixtures. The entire first floor is open plan. You can see your family room, formal dining room, all the way through to a formal living room. More importantly, you got these sliding glass doors pocketed into the walls and opening up the space, and the corner straight to the backyard. The view is beaut. I mean, it feels grouse to be here. I love the natural light coming in. There are 9-inch white oak, wide plank hardwood floors, and above us, seeing as we got the bridge, they've also put in this glass flooring. This lets both this level and the level above get the benefit of that natural light, because on the second floor, there's all these massive picture windows funneling even more natural light into the home. All up, it's a really impressive entry. And to my right, we've got the formal living room. Now, before I get into the details of this space, I want to quickly run to the specs of this property. It's got 7 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, 20,018 square feet of interior space, and it's on the market for $39,995,000. I want to give a shout out to the leased-in agents, Mark, Sarah, and Hannah Shevin for making this tour possible. And as always, you can find more info about this leased-in the description of this video, so make sure you check it out. And with that, welcome to the formal living room. Another vaulted ceiling design, a really cool light fixture, and then the seat-in arrangement features lighter tones. And there are all these built-ins with sections that are recessed into the cabinetry, right in the center. There's a gas fireplace with book-matched granite slabs. This is really the focal point. It's a nice minimalist space, but more importantly, it flows to the outdoors. Now, this is where this door gets interesting, because not only do we have sliding glass doors here, opening up this really cool front-fastened patio, which features the same reclaimed wood sitting on the ceiling, but we can also see the stacked stone. It connects directly to the entry walkway. It's a nice, cozy space, and it also opens up to the office. Now, this is the only way to get into this office, which is interesting, but also an opportunity to create a different space. If you want your office to be closer to the entry of the property, it works well, or you could change the space into a guest house, making a totally separate unit from the rest of the home. The volume in here is fantastic. There's a really cool desk right in the center with a unique leg design, and with panel lint throughout. They've used the same oak wood to frame these built-in cabinets as well, giving it that extra warmth, and it gets a grouse amount of natural light. Plaster ceiling here. Going this way, to my left, is the walk-in closet, and to my right is the bathroom. You've got a vanity on the side with a really interesting texturized stone countertop for your toilet. And in the future, if you want to put in a shower, you could easily take up this corner and have a full bathroom for your future guest home. Now, I want to take a quick break in the tour and give a big thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. Mental health is something we've touched on a few times here on the channel, and it's something I really believe is important priorities no matter what stage of life you're in. Like heaps of people, I've had my own challenges. Personally, therapy has made a big difference, especially with how full on my schedule has become. Between constant travel, shifting time zones, late nights, and long shoot days, I noticed it wasn't just my physical health being affected. My mental health was taking a hit too. That's where a platform like BetterHelp really helps. It's 100% online, making therapy more accessible and more affordable, especially for someone like me who's always on the move. Getting started is super simple. Just fill out a short questionnaire. You'll be matched with a licensed therapist in as little as a few days. If the therapist you match with isn't the right fit for you, you can easily switch to a new therapist at no extra cost. So if you want to see whether BetterHelp is the right space for you, click the link in the description or head to BetterHelp.com/NS to get 10% off your first month. Once again, big thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. And now, let's get back to our tour. Here, to my right, we've got one of the two staircases that's going up to the second floor. There's also a nice piano here. And then there's this hallway with some built-in cabinetry. And the door at the end opens up to a powder room, which features darker finishes. Coming back to the hallway, at the end, there's a really roomy guest suite that we're going to see in a sec. But first, let's check out the movie theater. Now, it's important to scale your rooms based on the square footage of your property. Seeing, as we're working with a floor plan that's over 20,000 square feet, spread over 3 levels, they had the chance to put in a massive movie theater. In fact, they didn't even put it on the lower level. They put it on the main floor. That's why there's these 2 windows here with window coverings. But obviously, you can put them up. I reckon they're motorized. That way, you can use this space as a daylight seating area. There's 3-tier seats in here, 2 long couches in back, and up front are the single seat-in sections. Above me, there's a projector, and there's wood panel and detail with mood lighting framing the space. They've used this detail throughout the property as well. There's the padded walls to increase the sound insulation. I mean, this is a growl space. I reckon if you've got a movie theater in your home, you don't have to use it just for movies. If I had a space like this, I'd be watching YouTube all the time. Instead of using TV, I'd use a space like this. It's private, it's quiet, and there's a level of zenness that these movie theaters come with, seeing as they're so well insulated. Lastly, there's a nice bar area here and this really cool wooden panel and detail up top that we're going to see in other places in the home as well. Jumping back to the hallway, there's a sliding glass doors opening up to the backyard, so easy access. And then welcome to the first guest suite that we'll be touring. Off this entry, there's a roomy seating area. All these casement windows framing in the backyard, bringing the natural light in. On the other side, you can see the king-size bed, great ceiling height, extra casement windows, ceiling mount light fixtures. I mean, it's a very roomy guest suite. Besides that, to our left, There's a full bathroom with a floor-out vanity, 2 sinks, stone back wall, and a walk-in shower. I want to say sorry that I'm jumping from one room to another throughout this tour, but seeing as the footprint of this property is so massive, I don't want to waste time walking from one space to another. Instead, I want to quickly jump. In fact, let's go back to the foyer. Next up, we've got the formal dining room, this contemporary glass table. Seat in for 12, this unique light fixture above. I don't know what stone this is, but it looks grouse. Heaps of textures. And these butte chairs that are all leather wrapped with beautiful stitching details. This two-tone contrast is really nice and elegant. Now, why don't you meet me on the other side? There's this glass casement assembly fast in the front, so the room is really open. You can still enjoy the views of your backyard. They brought the steel-cased element to this section here. There's a door on this side opening up to your massive wine cellar. Please come on in. Oak cabinetry throughout. Stone sections here that are wrapped with travertine. Extra wine fridge on this side. Little seating area. More importantly, what I like here is the fact that they brought the same stacked stone on the back, pushed the cabinetry forward, and created this backdrop. When you add up the mood lighting within the cabinetry, it just creates this warm, mystical feel that I really like. It's a massive wine cellar. Now, let's quickly close the door and keep going with our tour. Next up, there's this hallway taking us to the open family room. Straight away, you can see the comfy seat-in, massive sectional couch, 2 coffee tables. On the back, there's a stone-wrapped wall with a linear gas fireplace down below and some built-ins. More importantly, the whole room opens up to the outdoors. There's a really nice covered patio area here. Smooth transition. It's also grouse at the corner opens up too, so you feel like you're right outside, but you're in this comfy space. Next up, we got the bar. I love this massive island wrapped with Belvedere quartzite, butte stone. I also like that the seat-in section is nicely recessed into the cabinetry. On the back, there's a main section of the bar where we got the sink, your ice maker, fridge on the other side. And more importantly, the same stone continues to the outside. There's a sliding glass window here. I partially opened it so everyone can see. Oh, by the way, these cabinets have motorized hardware, so they get pushed. There we go. If I can just tuck this in, you'll have a smooth transition to the outdoors. You can serve your guests here. You can see all the way to the entry of this property. This bar design is really grouse. And also Dow, can we get a close-up on this lower section? Instead of carrying out the same cabinetry here, they've used a stone, which creates this really unique design. I personally like it. It's different. They could have easily used the cabinetry, but why not? Bring in the stone and create a nice contrast. It's a really grouse bar area. On this side, there's extra built-ins with glass fronts and built-in lighting. This is where they're showcasing all of their glassware, which is an elegant touch. Why don't we go this way quickly? Before we go to the kitchen, I want to cover some of the other areas. Built-in section here. Same stack stone is carried to this side. You got access to your chef's kitchen here. Secondary staircase that connects all levels. Heaps of natural light coming in. Your elevator on this side. Come in here. There's 2 openings that are cased with travertine. Going into my left, there's a powder room. Marble floors, marble walls. The whole vanity, nearly the whole vanity, is made out of the same stone. These unique light fixtures. I really don't know the material on the surface here, but it looks like a piece of rope with built-in LED lighting. It's a nice powder room that's handily located next to your family room. Coming back to this hallway, I want to cover a couple more spaces. To my right, there's a sliding glass door opening up to another patio, built-ins to my left. And this long hallway then takes us to 2 roomy guest suites that I'm going to skip, seeing as we got 7 bedrooms. But these are front-fastened bedrooms with their own walk-in closets and their own bathrooms. To my left, you can get to the 4-car garage that's attached to the home. To my right, there's the spacious laundry room with 2 washers and 2 dryers. Next to the family room, we've got this roomy kitchen. I mean, the scale here is pretty impressive. 2 oversized islands. There's also a dining area here that opens up the backyard, so you can make the most of these views. As you can see, it gets grouse natural light. There's two-tone cabinetry throughout. The island here features the bar seat-in with pendant lights above. The stone here is Taj Mahal. It's a marble, but it's a metamorphic stone, made through heat and pressure or chemical processes within the earth. It's different from its original form. It's got this butte intense vein structure, but it's on the lighter side, and they've used it throughout the space in the chef's kitchen that's located on the back. You can see the built-in cabinetry here running all the way to the ceiling, so they've maximized the space. There's built-in appliances throughout. Your freezer, fridge on this side, the wine cellar here. Heading over on this side, you can see the two-tone cabinetry a little bit better. I love the two texturized glass doors that are steel cased. And they've also used the same Taj Mahal stone to frame the openings with a reveal, which I thought was a grouse touch. Normally, you've got your regular door trim, but they've used the same stone here. We're gonna see that chef's kitchen in a sec. Next up, there's a 60-inch wolf gas stove here. The vent is also cased with the same stone. Besides the gas cooktops, I reckon down below or behind this cover, we've got, I reckon this is some sort of stone or steel, and that's really your griddle for cooking steaks. Or in this case, Dal, I reckon you like pancakes here. You know me too well. I do know you pretty well. And let's put the cover back on. Extra cabinetry. The cabinetry here is from Mia Tessa, which is an Italian brand, and they make M in the United States. Over on this side, there's a main island that comes with a made sink. On this side, there's the main sink. This one's a bit bigger, but more importantly, it also comes with a casement window rather than looking at a blank wall. It's grouse to have a window, and you've also got casements on each side, so you can get some fresh air. This thing comes with a lot of extra bits and pieces. This washing bowl is a nice touch. I reckon these sink brands are getting creative when it comes to their little accessories. The cabinetry also features this texturized finish. I reckon that's the trash bin, and there's a dishwasher on this side. Uppers are also glass fronts, so you can see what's inside. They've also got built-in lighting. Back again here, there's a dining area, and the backyard looks pretty charming. I love the grounds here. Now, let's go see the chef's kitchen. The entry here will surprise you a bit because we first go into the pantry. There's some built-in cabinetry here in your display refrigerator. This is a first for me. The fact that you've got an open fridge designed to house your fruits, your fresh vegetables, and it's just a nice, cool feature. Going this way, there's the chef's kitchen. I love the design here. The stainless steel cabinetry, the minimalist lines, how handily located it is behind the kitchen. It also gets to the back section where we've got the secondary staircase. There's an island right in the center. There's a bit of a contrast between the stainless steel fronts and the stainless steel appliances. The space feels really effortless, really contemporary. I'll even go as far as saying that I like this cabinetry a bit more than the main kitchen. To me, it looks really easy on the eye, and it just has a nice modern feel to it. Over on the other side, there's a microwave, some open shelving. They've also used the same Taj Mahal marble here. Then there's a wolf gas cooktop, pot filler. I mean, really grouse space. I'm just, again, really impressed with this room. Now, let's go see the backyard. This property and this location is all about the outdoors. So it's grouse that there's these two roomy covered patios to make the most of the surrounding. Here we got an outdoor seat-in area. And above you can see the cedar with plank ceiling with recessed lights and built-in speakers. They've also brought the stacked stone detail to this section as well. Dow, can we get a close-up? Because I want to yarn about how you can put in stacked stone. It's actually pretty simple. Behind this wall, you've got either OSB or plywood sheeting. Ideally plywood because I'm not a big fan of OSB. Above that, there's your waterproofing. Then you put in a metal lath. It's like a metal grid system with corrosion-resistant nailers or fasteners. Once you got metal wrap in this section, you use the mortar that you'd use for the stone, which is either a Type S or a Type M mortar. You put on about a half-inch cement on the metal lath, and they call that a scratch coat. So you're making this concrete surface, and you're having heaps of texture, which then these stones will stick to, which is really important. From that point, you pick your stones and make sure you put them in a staggered way so they can support each other. You've also got these custom pieces for corners. Then you take your stone, you put the same cement on the back, and you just glue it, put it in place, make sure everything looks level. After that, you put in your mortar and you get this finished product. What's also grouse about the stacked stone finish is the fact that it's lightweight. You don't need to have a concrete column behind it. Once you put it in well, seal it, and waterproof it well, it gives extra integrity to your frame structure. It can also support the overall strength of the house as well. Again, putting all well. With that said, that's enough building talk. Why don't we go this way to check out an even bigger covered patio? There's a skylight right in the center. That's the second floor balcony for the primary bedroom. Great outdoor space. Down below, you can see the outdoor dining area opening up to the rest of your backyard. Over here, there's the built-in barbecue area with your gas grill, fridge, sink. And they've even brought a vent here, which is a nice touch. You can see that the whole corner opens up and your family room flows to this section. Now, I want to take everyone this way. Your foyer opens up to this great outdoor seating area or multiple outdoor seating areas. And you've got heaps of versatility here. If you bring in some outdoor fire pits, built-in seating, you can do a lot with this space. Here you can see the reclaim with sitting on the outside. This is a great way to bring character and warmth to your home. Sometimes when you build a brand new house, it can feel a bit too sharp or a bit too contemporary. So this is a great way to bring that extra texture and just give some maturity to your property. Dal, why don't we turn this way so we can yarn about this oversized pool? This is a word that I'm going to be using a lot throughout this tour because, again, the footprint of this property is massive. It truly is. It absolutely screams for a pool like this one. Check out the mosaic details all around the edge, and that built-in jacuzzi is tops. Then you've got the Pebble Tech plaster finish. Looks pretty schmick. Eh? Righto, Dal. Let's mosey on down the far and so everyone can get a propaganda at the size of his backyard. Stroop, we're talking too. 7 acres here. And I'm absolutely raped in this section. I mean, you've got heaps of space to throw ripper parties, host events, and just enjoy the space with your mates and family. And over to my left, we've also got this hillside that's been landscaped. And I reckon the next few years, all those plants will really fill in and cover the hill completely. Then you cop those views off to the side. Now, this isn't our first sticky beak here in Hidden Hills. We've actually sussed out a few other properties around here. And this area is pretty special. It's not just a gated community. It's actually a proper incorporated city. It's been getting really popular over the last decade. And the average price of a house here has just been climbing and climbing. Plus, a lot of folks who move here tend to stick around. So, the community's got a nice, close-knit vibe to it. Another thing about this area is that it's a real equestrian community. So, you'll find plenty of horse trails, walkways, and just spots where you can get out and enjoy the great outdoors. And when you chuck that together with these massive blocks and these gorgeous estates, you end up with something pretty unique. That's what's been drawing a lot of people to this area. That's why I want to come back and show off this massive property and bring everyone back to Hidden Hills. So that's the backyard done and dusted. Now, the second floor of this place is something else altogether. The entire right wing is basically the primary bedroom. But first, I want to take everyone down to the lower level. Righto, let's go have a squiz at the lower level. Over to my right, we got this massive glass enclosure. Looking out into that courtyard that we'll be checking out in a sec. Your elevator landing naturally and turning this way. The first thing that grabs your attention is a bowling alley. Now, this is a proper fun space. It's got a built-in seating area, a couple of screens, and your contraption for the bowling balls. Then over here, you've got the 2 lanes themselves. I reckon the design of the space is top-notch. The wood paneling, built-in LED lighting, and then the strip light on the floor and the screens at the back. It gives the space a really contemporary feel, especially with those little touches. And let me tell you, if you got a bowling alley in your home, I reckon it'll get plenty of use, even if you're not a mad keen bowler. In fact, if you've got the space, I definitely encourage you to consider putting in a bowling alley. I know it sounds pretty extravagant, but it can cost anywhere from, say, $75,000 to $200,000 or even $250,000 per lane to build one in your home. Obviously, it really depends on how fancy you want to get with the design. The main thing is you need heaps of space. Then you got to have subflooring that's really sturdy and level. Depending on where you're building something like this, if you got with subflooring, you'll probably want to support, maybe reinforce it with some LVLs. Or if you're putting it on a concrete foundation, you might want to use some self-leveling concrete, just to make sure you've got a perfectly smooth surface for all the fun and games. Right, now, let's go backwards a sec. I want to have a yarn about the bar area here. The lower level is all about entertainment. And then we got the gym and the spa at the back. So you'll probably be spending a fair bit of time down here. That's why it's groused to have a bar that can double as a kitchen. You've got your fabricated sink, wine fridge, dishwasher drawer. And the cabinetry's got this really unique texture to it. Then you've got the stone backsplash. I reckon it's a good move that they've broken up the cabinetry format here and chucked in these two stone shelves. It just makes the space a bit more interesting. Going backwards again, we've got a nice dining area here. Over on the other side, you can see the natural light streaming in. Small storage space. Another table here, sort of game table. And then it flows out to the outside. Now, before we head out there, I want to quickly take everyone to the spa. Massive glass door. That way you can make the most of all that natural light. We got 3 massage tables right in the middle. Real spacious room with the plaster ceiling and walls. You get a totally different vibe in here. But more importantly, they've splashed out on a light well. That way you get even more natural light. They've even put in sliding glass doors so you can get some ventilation happening too. Built-ins on this side with another fridge. Heading over to the other side. Now, why don't you meet me over here? We got a decent-sized sauna that smells bonza. Then on the other side, we got the oversized steamers. Around the back, you got the vanity, your water closet, and a walk-in shower on this side. Real nice space. I'll have a bit of a chat about the light well design and how they're getting so much light into this lower level in a sec. Now, welcome to the gym. We got all the gym gear here. The room's a great size. This detail they got on the walls. It's the kind of design you often see on the outside of these houses. Seeing as we're down on the lower level and a lot of these perimeter walls are your foundation walls, it was a grouse design touch to bring that in. Then you got the sliding glass doors that open up to that courtyard I was talking about earlier. Now, it's just brilliant having outdoor space right in the basement of your property. That glass enclosure I mentioned before, you can see that it follows this interesting line because the stacked stone section at the bottom hides the framings and staircase, all those supporting columns. There's nothing much to look at there, so they've just custom designed glass around it. Then we got the cedar paneling on the ceiling, recessed lights and speakers, a ping pong table, and an outdoor seating area. Now, what's really important about this space is that it's below ground level. So, instead of building at ground level and having your foundation sticking up, you end up doing a fair bit of site work, making a huge investment, putting in these massive concrete walls and your foundation on this level to create the basement. On top of that, you've got to waterproof it. You need to build these complex drainage systems around your property to make sure you're managing the water and the soil properly. That way, this level stays dry. When you add in these light wells and openings that let natural light air into these spaces, and then chuck in massive sliding glass doors, you can completely change the feel of these basements. You can make them feel like they're above ground, which is just fantastic. That's exactly what they've done here. I reckon they deserve a pat on the back for it. They've also brought in the stacked stone, so you got that sense of uniformity, and it just makes you want to use these lower levels a bit more. Actually, I recently recorded a podcast with Jason Summers, and we were talking about these day-lit basements. Given that real estate in Los Angeles is so expensive, you want to make the most of these lower, below-ground levels. I reckon the city's done a pretty good job of getting creative to maximize what you get out of these floors. I reckon that podcast episode should be up by the time this video is live. If not, I'll make sure I pin it in the comments. With that, we're done with the lower level. As soon as you come up to this level, the first thing you notice is how much natural light this floor gets. When you stop and have a think about it, you've got two staircases, one on each side. Those staircases have these massive picture windows. So you got light coming in there. Behind Dow, we got the opening of the foyer. So you're getting even more light than all these other picture windows. And you end up with a really bright second floor, which is just grouse. I really like that. Now, I'm gonna go through some of the details here. But first, I want to take everyone this way so we can have a look at a couple of the guest suites. The first one's on my right, so I'll head on in. Same oak hardwood floors. Your king-size bed, small balcony that opens up the side of the property, and it comes with a full bathroom and a walk-in closet. Again, seeing as we got 7 bedrooms, I'm keeping these a bit shorter, heading this way. Just like the junior primary bedroom we saw on the first floor. This room's right above it, but the floor plan's a bit different. So, you got the bedroom section that's close to the corner, all these casement windows, your beautiful grounds. And seeing as we're up on the second floor, our views are even better. Again, I'm loving all the natural light. Right, let's head this way for a quick squiz at the bathroom. We've got the walk-in closet here. Heading this way, you can see the built-in tub, glass enclosed walk-in shower, your vanity that flows into the built-in wall cabinetry, stone countertops with really cool fixtures. Then we've got a casement window here for some natural light. Right, let's jump back to the foyer so we can talk about some of the details here. The first thing is the glass flooring. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit scary standing right in the middle, but I know I'm safe. Apart from that, it makes the space a bit more fun. Again, it lets the natural light travel through. These are the supporting beams that you can see. That way you can have big glass panels without too many beams. It just makes the whole experience more intense. But I'm loving this. Not only have we got glass railing here, they've also made the most of the spacious foyer and really capitalized on the second floor. I reckon the dark paneling here is a nice touch. The way it contrasts. Again, white walls, these cool light fixtures, that massive window, assembly and glass wall, assembly really add the natural light. Just walking along here, looking out of these picture windows and seeing your backyard is a bit of a shock. The scale of it is just staggering. Right, next up, I want to quickly take everyone this way to the second floor seating area. They've designed this space with families in mind. So, you got some built-in cabinetry here, a couple of desks. That way, if you've got kids, they can do their homework while watching TV or just have a bit of a private space up on the second floor. You could easily put your TV here. They've also brought in the same with paneling to the side, which really warms up the space. Massive sectional couch, additional casement windows that are facing the front of the house. And the space is great, the light's great. Another warm space. Now next, just like on the first floor, they framed some of these openings with natural stone. In this case, travertine. We've got a utility room here built in and a really cool light fixture above. Here we've got another guest suite that I'm going to skip over for now. Coming over to this side, check out how all these elements come together. You got stacked stone, a wood panel ceiling, a plaster wall, a gorgeous light fixture, a massive picture window, and natural light streaming in. It just makes the space feel so cozy and elegant. I don't know. There's just something about this frame that really appeals to me. Now, to my right, we've got the elevator landing. Finally, the door here opens up the primary bedroom. Off the entry, we've got the spacious seating area with a couple of chairs and a double-sided fireplace. This whole section is wrapped in this beautiful stone, book-matched all the way to the ceiling. It keeps the space open, but also creates a nice separation between the seating area and the bedroom itself. Then over here, we've got the built-ins. What I like about the built-ins is that all the cabinetry here is framed with travertine right down to the bottom. Then you've got your wood-clad ceiling. It's a really nice warm space. And there are heaps of windows and sliding glass doors that open up the room to a lovely balcony that we'll check out in a sec. Now, what are your thoughts so far? It's an amazing house. There's a lot of interesting conversation starters with all the design choices. There's actually a really interesting detail in one of the walk-in closets that we're going to see in a sec. Now, come with me over to the other side and welcome to the bedroom itself. King-size bed with this custom headboard design. I reckon the bedside tables are a great touch, incorporated right into design. Then we've got these unique wall-attached light fixtures with an alabaster insert. Looks really cool, and the room's got a real light feel to it. There's also a seating area over on the other side. Before I take everyone out the balcony, Dal, why don't we head this way to the first walk-in closet? We've got two of them. This one's got more of the darker tones. Again, heaps of built-in cabinetry. Interesting light fixture, built-in LED lighting, open shelving. There's a room here. I'm guessing they've left it open for a possible safe or for additional cabinetry. But this is the smaller closet of the two. Right? Follow me this way. Let's take everyone outside. It's good that the bed's set back a bit for extra privacy. Then you've got a massive balcony that I mentioned earlier. You can see the glass flooring here, which is basically your skylight for the level down below. You got the seating arrangement here, glass railing all the way around in these peaceful green views. I have to say, being here in Hidden Hills has been a nice break from the city. It's so quiet and peaceful here. Heading this way, I want to take everyone to the second closet. Get ready for this one. I mean, the size of this thing is just insane. 2 islands, so much cabinetry, light fixtures, more of the lighter tones, and some of the built-ins with glass fronts have this really interesting back texture. I don't think it's stone. It's some sort of fabricated design, but it looks really cool. Then we got the makeup area here with built-in LED lighting. Dal, can we get a shot of this side? I'm not sure what this material is, but it's got this unique texture that almost matches the cabinetry we saw on the first floor. They put in a built-in seating area here, and the same contour follows on the ceiling. What do you reckon? It really follows the happy life rule. What do you mean? Just a scale, and you're just assuming this is a female side? It's got to be. Fair enough. Moving this way, massive picture window. There's a quaint balcony here, too. But now I want to take everyone to. Oh, I just realized there's a skylight above us as well. Now, welcome to the primary bathroom. 2 water closets off the entry. Check out the size of the space. It's a massive bathroom. Let me start by wandering into the walk-in shower. Stroll into the walk-in shower. You could easily fit 20 people in here. Rain head, regular shower head, steam feature. I'm not even sure how they're filling the space with steam. They must have multiple motors because it's so huge in here. I like that they put in this design element here for some ventilation. Heading over to the other side. Let me close the door. We got the makeup area here. They've used the same stone and fabricated it. Here they've used walnut with the built-ins and the cabinetry. Then you've got your stone countertops. The walnuts nicely inset into the walls. Your fabricated sink. I reckon these light fixtures with the alabaster attachments are a great touch. Then we got the second vanity over on the other side. All these windows to make the most of the views. There's an oversized freestanding tub here, too. Well, it's been grouse spending the day here in Hidden Hills. I hope you all enjoyed it. Now, let's see what this place looks like at dusk. All right, everyone, that's a wrap on the tour. Hope you enjoyed this episode. I've got to say, it's been bonza getting out of the city, coming to Hidden Hills, and enjoying the peace and quiet that this place has to offer. Now, as for the house itself, we've covered every single floor, and overall, the scale, the space, and the backyard really create the unique experience that this property provides. As always, I want to give a massive thanks to the listing agents, Mark, Sarah, and Hannah, for making this tour possible. You can find more info about this property in the description of this video, so make sure you check it out. Finally, if you dug our tour, give us a like, subscribe, drop us a comment down below, and we'll catch you on the next one.